We rejoin our friend and semi-hero Roger Wilco as he rockets back toward his home planet Xenon, which he hasn't seen since Space Quest II. Having successfully rescued those two ingrates from Andromeda, he decides a pit stop on Magmetheus is in order. During the descent to this cosmic canteen, he is unaware of the interest that has been generated regarding his fate.
We have confirmation of his position, Master.
Off to Magmetheus with you, then. It is time for Wilco to meet the fate which I have crafted for him.
As our story begins, we find the aluminum mallard parked outside a seedy spaceport bar. We join Roger as he relates one of his greatly exaggerated tales of adventure. The aliens are only too happy to listen, as long as Roger is fine.
See, there was this deadly root monster, a ferocious swamp creature, and a Labion terror beast to contend with. Then I had to outsmart another of Bohal's gorillas and steal the shuttle so I could penetrate the asteroid fortress and pull the plug on that corpulent creep once and for all.
Are you Roger Wilco?
Yeah?
Please come with me.
Hello, Roger Wilco. Surprised to see an old friend? You have no idea how special this moment is for me. This is no chance encounter, I can assure you. I have this one loose end to tie up before I begin my reign as the supreme being of all that exists. I do not like to lose. You are a blemish on what would otherwise be a perfect record of domination, terror, and invincibility. Besides, I'm still a bit miffed about that asteroid deal in Space Quest II. Anyway, to relieve the pain of my humiliation and to prevent you from being a pain in my future, you must die. It's been nice seeing you one last time. Then, do the dirty deed.
You go left and split them up. Mr. Wilco, follow me and do exactly as I say. Let's move!
Hey, I want to know what the...
Listen, I can't explain it all to you now. They've got a beat on our coordinates. We've got to move fast. We gotta do this fast. Shield your eyes! Jump into the time rip! Do it now! You've got to. If I take the time to explain, we're both parking lot pizza. You'll understand soon.
Now where am I? You wonder aloud to non-existent auditory organs. This place sure looks homey. Hey, wait! This looks just like Xenon. It is Xenon! It's really a pile. Along with the changes induced by an armed conflict, the city looks different, more modern, with a heavy dash of post-disaster seasoning. Casually glancing at the status line, you happen to notice that you're in Space Quest XII. What's happened? Who was that guy with the overdeveloped hairdryer? Why did you let yourself be talked into jumping into some strange shimmering hole? Why are you talking to yourself? These incredibly intriguing questions will quickly be forgotten with barely an electron stirred in that well-armored orb atop your shoulders. It's a lightweight, worn piece of rope. You take the small, frayed, useless-looking length of rope. Don't you feel dumb standing out in plain sight while trying to trick something into your snare? A quick inspection reveals nothing of interest other than a glove box. Keep your hand. Don't. After taking a quick look around to reassure yourself that the place is as dead as it looks, you snitch the Pocket Pal laptop. The structural warpage and the enormous gaping hole indicate a violent end for this corroding battle machine. Okay, you now have the unstable ordnance. Remember, it was your idea. Good luck. A very wise choice. Carefully placing the unstable ordnance back inside the tank, you decide some things are better left alone. Don't you feel dumb standing out in plain sight while trying to trick something into your snare? That was without a doubt one of the finest examples of bunny snatching I've ever seen. The stress placed on the rope during the bunny snatching was too much. You cast the useless fibers aside. You extract the portable power pellet from the back of the bunny's polyplastoid torso. You plug the mobile power cylinder into the laptop. Your Pocket Pal now has power. Now all you need is a place to use it. There seems to be some light pouring through a row of 3 openings high up in the face of the distant structure. This grate has crud, gunk, and sludge built up around the edges. You can see through the grate, but can't make anything out. You've reached the sewer maintenance office. Apparently this office has been long abandoned. Your janitorial instincts urge you to sweep up and do a little dusting, but you suppress those urges and concentrate on the task at hand. You take the jar into custody. It's just an average old-fashioned desk blotter. Ah, a button. Perhaps I'll give it a press.
Data entry 22795. This message is to whomever may be so fortunate as to find it. I am Professor Lloyd, lead designer of the Xenon supercomputer project, the ultimate in artificial intelligence. The computer was designed to enhance our lives, but instead ended up being the ruin of us all. We made the mistake of tying it into the most important facets of our existence here on Xenon, including our weather control and defense systems. It seemed like a sound idea at the time, and all proceeded well for about 3 years. It was around then that a deep space salvage operation recovered what appeared to be some sort of antiquated data storage unit contained in a flimsy cardboard box, on which the words "Leisure Suit Larry" were imprinted. On its back was the picture of a not particularly wholesome gentleman, but that's another story. My counterparts exhibited shameful behavior as they tore open the box to get at its contents. I could not understand the commotion it generated. The data was uploaded into the supercomputer for analysis. As a result, a crippling virus spread through the machine like a bad social disease. All control of the computer was lost. All screens went blank. Then these words were displayed by the monitors and uttered by the vocal outputs. Wilco must pay. From that day forth, the possessed computer waged war on the inhabitants of Xenon, using our own weapons against us. Some managed to escape to other planets. Those of us who remained stayed to fight the machines and robots under its control. It was a bloody war. Those of us that were not killed were taken captive and modified. These cyborgs infiltrated the loyal ranks of resistance, rooting out almost all of our hiding places and exposing us to the mechanical menace. Some of these poor souls still wander the streets. As of this recording, we are down to only a handful of rebels. My health is deteriorating rapidly. To make matters worse, I've just learned that the computer has unraveled the mysteries of time travel. I've sent my 2 best men to attempt to steal this new technology. If you are not a machine, then perhaps they were successful. Please realize, you are Xenon's last hope.
No! The door has shut, and there's no way back. What are you going to do now? A green gel-type mass flows out of the vent and down the conduit section. Okay. You scoop up the slimy secretion. Better get away now before it scoops you up. You look at the finely sculpted ship. It looks to have been designed for atmospheric operation, probably used solely for patrol excursions. This is where those militia types enter and exit the shuttle. This seems to be a relatively spacious landing gear compartment. Wonder how cramped it gets in there when the gear is stowed. This seems to be a relatively spacious landing gear compartment. Wonder how cramped it gets in there when the gear is stowed. This is a fueling unit for the patrol shuttle.
I've just completed a scan of the Labion sector of Space Quest II. No sign of presence at this time. Gruff, schluff, ruff, ruff.
Mega seed of that. Zabo.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally, nothing much happens. That must not have been a valid code. Try again. The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally... As you look around at the towering rocks, immense formations carved over millions of years, you can't help but be overwhelmed by a sense of your own insignificance.
Whoa! What was that?
Wow, what an incredible view! You see a huge nest in the distance below you. Hey, those talon things hurt! You didn't much care for the landing either. The huge nest is constructed of sticks and assorted being parts gathered from this bleak planet. It is then cemented in place by a generous helping of pterodactyl saliva. My. Rather than the sequel policeman penetrating the inner sanctum of the nest, the reverse obviously occurred. You frisk the skewered sequel policeman and turn up a paper-wrapped wad of used chewing gum. This lumpy paper-wrapped wad looks mighty interesting. These symbols look vaguely familiar. Now, where have you seen them?
You've got a lot of nerve coming back here, Roger Wilco. After leaving me the way you did, you male scum. This is the last woman you'll ever dump on. Right, girls?
Right.
Said you couldn't be tied down.
I said that?
You said you had to be free to roam the galaxy.
Was that me?
You'll be sorrier than you look. We'll see to that.
Yeah.
Into the sub, fly boy.
You hope these women soon realize that they must have the wrong guy. This is a sea cave. You're not sure what it is, but you bet it would look cool spewing through the propellers.
This is Zandra. We are approaching checkpoint 6. Prepare to open the tunnel door. Activate the door.
You wonder if she has a boyfriend.
Sit down.
Comfy, Mr. Wilco?
Hey, what are you doing? Let me go, witch!
Shut up! Your whimpering sickens me. I'll teach you not to run out on me. Thorine is quite knowledgeable in the ways of torture. I'll let the two of you get acquainted. Thorine, do your stuff.
With pleasure, Zandra.
Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. This is Epirip 357, the most powerful hand hair remover in the universe, and it's capable of shaving your legs clean off. I've always wanted to see a man shave with one of these, but I guess you'll do. Now you'll know the meaning of the word pain. It's a sea slug! Run, girls!
Desperately, you try to push the button, but the restraints are just too tight.
Our hero!
Wasn't he great, girls? Well, Raj, I guess we can call it even. Thank you for ridding our fortress of that slimy, awful sea slug. I know I can't blame you for backing out at the last minute. I guess I was a little overbearing. sorry. Can we still be good friends?
Well, now, wait a minute. Let's talk about this.
No, Roger. You were right. You don't need to spare my feelings. It just wasn't meant to be. It's better this way. Well, girls, I feel like celebrating. Let's go shopping!
Meanwhile, back in Space Quest XII...
Well, what have we here?
This is the rebel scum we captured in the Space Quest IV time sector. He had just aided Wilco in escaping. The readout on his time gun indicates that Wilco was successfully transported into this time sector as you feared.
That is no longer a concern. Wilco will surrender to us once he has learned we have captured his son. Then he will be destroyed once and for all.
Sail!
It's an Autobox teller machine card. You pick up the ATM card. This is Socks, a high-class, high-priced dress shop. Why, it's Buckazoid Bill's Arcade and Sushi Bar. The sign reads, Big and Tall.
Pardon me, sir. You appear to be in dire need of my services.
I'm sorry, I lost my boots and the legs of my pants in a deadly fight with a giant sea slug, which I won in the nick of time with my clever thinking and my, cleverness.
I see. Well, all right. Let me get your measurements. We've got just the thing for the likes of you. I assume you will be wanting something in the generic Space Hero line? These will do for you. Try them on in the dressing room here if you wish.
You change your clothes, not forgetting the items in your pocket. You never know when you'll need them. You step out looking good as new.
That will be 20 Buckazoids, please. Thank you so much for shopping with us, sir. Do come back soon.
This guy, or is it a gal, doesn't look like anybody or anything you've ever seen before. Monolith Burger, the only fast food chain to survive the infamous food wars.
Yeah? I'd like, We're out of it! We're out of everything, including employees. Would you like to apply for a job? You would, huh? Well, this is the greatest opportunity you've ever had, kid. Benefits up the wazoo, and if you stick with me half an hour or so, I'll make you my assistant manager. Now, how would you like that?
Gee, thanks!
Warning, the following sequence contains explicit arcade action and is not recommended for die-hard adventure players, the arcade squeamish, or those with poor to non-existent motor skills.
This is so easy, a human could probably do it. Burger comes out of the oven. Drop on your lettuce, your pickle, squeeze on your mayo, squirt on your mustard, on goes your ketchup, top it off with your sesame seed bun. You make 'em my way, and if you mess up enough times, you're out of here. Got it? If you need to know how to run the assembly line, read the sign. Just click it with the mouse or press R. You're fired! My janitor could do a better job than you could.
For some reason, there is a gathering here. It's a cigar, but not much more than a butt. You retrieve the cigar butt. Wow, an Autobox teller machine! You obviously don't resemble a blonde woman. What a surprise. This is Socks, a high-class, high-priced dress shop. This
Hiya, hun. I'm Maybot, fashion consultant to the cosmos. What can we, do with you today?
Well, this is kinda hard to explain.
Oh, let me guess. You want something for someone very special. Someone who died to get the latest in high galactic fashion. Are we right, or are we right?
We're right.
Okay. What size does she take?
Oh, 38.
Oh, I don't think we're right about that.
I'm not sure, but she's built about like me.
Is she? A likely story. Good thing for you, I can keep a secret, sweetie. I'm sure this will suit that special someone's needs. It's all the rage. I suppose you'll want to try it on now. Here, use this dressing room. And honey, if your special someone needs a wig, this one should look pretty good on you. Very lovely, honey. It's made for you. Would you like us to wrap it up? Or would that special someone prefer you to wear it home?
I think I'll wear it home.
Just what we thought. That will be 60 buckazoids, sicko. Appreciate it, hun. Thanks for shopping at Saks.
sorry, but the crowd completely cleaned out my stock of Sierra software. The only thing that's left is boring home and business application software, along with a few inferior games. But feel free to look around anyway. Have you seen the newest time travel simulator? Neither have I. I'm sure we're getting some in soon.
A bargain bin containing discount software. Presenting the latest in the award-winning King's Quest series from the still active mind of aging Roberta Williams III, latest in the award-winning Roberta Williams series. What happens when Old Man Graham and his family are kicked out of Daventry Condo Association? You'll meet the fabulous Bernoulli brothers, Professor C.D. Romberg, and of course Rumpelstiltskin, over 12 gigabytes in length. It's here at last, with a combination of SAI, Simulated Artificial Intelligence, and VRAI, Virtually Real Artificial Intelligence. We at Max This Software have created a simulated simulator experience that's unlike anything you've ever simulated playing before. With SimSim, you can create a simulated environment in which you can create any simulated environment you want. The latest bomb from master storyteller Maury Bryanarty, Boom, is a post-Holocaust adventure set in post-Holocaust America after the Holocaust. Neutron bombs have eradicated all life, leaving only you to wander through the wreckage. No other characters, no conflict, no puzzles, no chance of dying, and no interface make this the easiest to finish game yet. Just boot it up and watch it explode. From the folks who brought you Astro Chicken. When it comes to stimulating chickens, Chuck Egger is the expert. And now you can learn from him. Design the chicken of your choice. Over 40 options including lips, no lips, and laying frequency. And take your creation for a wild ride over real barnyard scenery based on an authentic flight model of a chicken. You're in for a peck of fun now. It's the newest in the wacky Jaime Lipschitz series. Jaime, son of a wealthy New York furrier, has gone wild with Dad's frequent flyer vouchers again. Can you track Jaime down and bring him home to meet the girl Mom's picked out for him? Hold on to your yarmulke. Yes, Jaime Lipschitz strikes again. 640K, Ronald MT32, and 3.5 circumcision required. Following closely on the heels of his hit tic-tac-toe construction set, Phil Fudge does it again. Using a simple point-and-click interface, you construct the checkerboard of your dreams. Fill in an 8x8 grid with squares of your choice, red or black, in any arrangement, as long as it's alternating. Don't like it? Erase it and start all over again. Requires MCGA, CGA, VGA, PGA, or Ta-ra-ra-boom-GA. Imagine a character so offensive, so sexually inept, and so lame-brained that you just can't wait to step into his shoes. That's Dacron Danny, first in the Sahara Off-Ramp's new educational series of true-life adventures from the team of Hello, Can You Go? Learn how others see you. Dacron Danny, your computer guide to your inner self. Formerly entitled Heroes Flyer, this is the flight simulator you've been waiting for. Tired of flight simulators that load and run? Still looking for a sim that really crashes? Featuring a stunning 3D-filled polygon, Stunt Flyer will have you going through the roof the moment you get it home. Head for the hills, it's coming, and this time it's hungry. It Came for Dessert is a thrilling action-adventure in which a mob of pushy, overweight relatives invade your kitchen. Armed with only a Jell-O mold and a pastry bag, you must repel the invaders, always keeping an eye on your blood sugar level. It's the merriest mix-up since Enemoware's fabulous Defender of the Crown Rib Roast. The two guys from Andromeda's latest sci-fi comedy, Space Quest IV, will give you hours of frustration unless you have this hint book. Want to know how to get the dog into the hanging basket? Want to find out how to attach the melon? Buy this hint book and it all becomes obvious. You'll hit your head and say, "Boy, how stupid could I have been? A moron could have figured this out. I must be a real dimwit, a pathetic nimno, a wretched, idiotic excuse for a human being not to have figured out these simple puzzles in the first place." Try it and see.
I see you've made a selection from our box of slop, bargain bin. Thank you.
An SQ4 hint book. Having already purchased the dress, you decide to stick with men's clothes from now on, even though it was almost too enjoyable. As you change your clothes, you think to yourself that even in drag, you still have incredible animal magnetism. Or is that just a lack of deodorant?
Thanks for shopping at Saks.
The sign says Ms. Astro Chicken. How strange that nobody is playing it. Watching this fine youngster brings back fond memories of your youth. Little did you know that all those hours of playing blazin' paddles were in preparation for being a space guy hero type. The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally... The old bar is still here. The smell of Coronian ale stinks up the place. The aroma leads you to remember vividly your previous visit here. You break out in a cold sweat. You see two guys singing.
Well, looky here. If it ain't Mr. Look at Me, I'm in VGA. What's the matter? Monochrome not good enough for you? What's this? 256 colors all for one little bitmapped wimp? What a waste of EGA! Hey fellas, I bet I can toss them all the way out from the bottom of the stairs. Bet you nail.
As you check out the Sen bikes, you wonder what kind of cheeseball would own one.
Boy, that was close. Hey, how come their bikes can go through the force field?
This must be the Yugo of spaceships. You wonder why anyone would bother to lock it. You see a book of matches on the bar countertop. You pick up the book of matches. You hear a high-pitched whine from the east. Boy, that was close. The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally... The time pod's interior feels... Your innate sense of curiosity makes you wish you knew the way to open this thing. None of the codes you punch in seem to have any effect on the door. Well, there's not much left of the lock now. It's very pleasant looking. You slide the conveniently pre-moistened stogie between your lips, apply a lit match, and proceed to nearly hack up a lung. You cast the old stogie to the ground. Slot A. Insert terminal plug here. You hear an electronic hum approaching from your left. The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally... This model is programmed to interact with the customers through his touchscreen chest monitor.
Faux Component Swiss Army Micro Entertainment Center. Style to look like a real set of miniature components, this is a complete home entertainment center in one 4x6-inch box. Includes CD-ROM unit, turntable, dual cassette with HyperWow and Mega Flutter, unfolding 84-inch digital color projection multiscreen TV, corkscrew, and toothpick. 2,275 buckazoids. Back-ordered. None currently available. Dodecaphonic around sound processor. Ever notice how flat and unexciting normal stereophonic, quintrophonic? CD-GI-ROM TV. Move over CD-ROM, CDG, CDI, and CD-TV. CD... Pocket Pal Portable Terminal. Say, is that a complete workstation in your pocket, or are you just glad to see me? Now you can carry the power of a dumb terminal around with you without even creasing your jumpsuit. Includes chiclet-style keyboard and dentine-style mouse. 3,406 buckazoids. Pocket Pal Connector. If you're a proud owner of our ever-popular Pocket Pal Portable Terminal, you have no doubt noticed that, without the proper connector, it is virtually useless. Fortunately, at this moment, our exclusive Pocket Pal connector is on sale for just 1,999 buckazoids. Get yours now before the price goes up even further.
The powerful quad quark drives Rev to life. Time and space bend under the fibrillations of the time-rip transfluxers. Your adrenaline and stomach reel with the hyperbolic hyperbole. And finally... You attach the plug to the Pocket Pal. You see a small keypad. Yeah, this looks like toilet material. You've seen this mystic rune somewhere else. Probably represents some tertiary function of the supercomputer brain. Certainly nothing important.
Hello again, Roger. It's me, your old friend, Sludge Volhall. I've taken the liberty of borrowing your son's body. I had to remove him first to make room for my mental self. His is on this disc. Say, it's most enjoyable to be in a young, healthy body, even if it's from your bloodline. In fact, I like it so much, I think I'll keep it. I guess we'll have no use for this anymore. Now it's time to settle things, once and for all. You'd better be careful, though. Keep this in mind. If I die while in this body, that disc will be useless. Your son will never draw another breath. And if you don't defend yourself, you will never live to buff another helmet. Come on, show me what you've got, mop jockey. Is that the best effort you can muster? All this space hero nonsense must be getting to you. You're getting old, Roger. I, on the other hand, am enjoying the physical joys of youth.
It's a disk drive unit. The label on the diskette reads, Roger Jr., Brain Tools, Stunt Flyer.
Follow me. There are many things we need to talk about. You must be very confused.
Were Volhal's words true? Are you really my son? You do look a little like me, though not as good looking.
What do you mean, not as good looking? I'm 10 times... Wait. What am I saying? This is no way to start. Yes, what Volhal said is true. I have many things to tell you, Dad. I should start at the beginning. I was born 19 years ago on Xenon. It's always been my home. The Xenon of today, at least up until recently, had made great strides in managing our planet's resources. That included water, minerals, even the talent of our population. We enjoyed peace for so many years, we took it for granted. The creation of the first super biomech computer was the biggest success story in our history. When the Volhal virus was introduced and began to control the computer, a state of total chaos was created. We were unprepared for what followed as Volhal turned our technology against us. The population was quickly decimated. Some of us stayed and tried to fight, some were captured, and some fled the planet. When it seemed there was no hope, we thought of one last, long-shot effort. That was to find the only person in history ever to defeat Volhal. We had to go back in time to find that person, you. We got there just in time.
You had to go back in time to get me? Why wasn't I available in this time? What happened to me? I don't understand.
I'm sorry. There are some things I wish I could tell you, but can't. I know that's not what you want to hear. Believe me, I just can't.
Hey, if you're my son, who's your mother? My wife? Where is she? Who is she?
You sure ask a lot of questions for a janitor. This is my mother and your wife. Her name was Beatrice Wankmeister. She was quite beautiful, wasn't she?
What do you mean, was quite beautiful? What are you saying?
I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Please, I can't tell you anymore.
I don't believe all this. I'm so confused.
It doesn't matter now. I have to send you back where I found you so that history will properly reflect the events which brought us to this place in time. You won't remember much. This will seem like it was a weird, fuzzy dream. I must get back to the task of contacting all the surviving citizens of our planet. We have a huge task ahead of us. Rebuilding our city and our lives will not be easy, but we will do it. Once more, I have to ask you to enter the time rip. It will return you to Magmetheus in the Space Quest IV era. Please, go now. It's time. Dad, I'm glad I got to see you, even if only for a few minutes. Xenon owes you a lot. Goodbye, Dad.
So many unanswered questions. The future should prove most interesting for Roger if he can stay out of trouble long enough to reach it. We're glad you could help Roger get through it all. Thank you for playing Space Quest 4.